The internet erupted when a video titled, "At 59, Rick Harrison confirms his son life sentence is true," began circulating online. Social media blazed with shocked reactions and concerned fans searching for answers about the beloved Pawn Stars frontman. Was the man who built a television empire now facing life behind bars? Headlines suggested a shocking downfall, but nothing about this story is what it seems. Today, we're diving deep into the truth behind Rick Harrison, the devastating personal tragedy he's actually facing, and the malicious rumors designed to exploit your clicks. I'm uncovering the real story that major news outlets aren't telling you, and why this matters to every single one of us. Stay with me, because what I'm about to reveal changes everything you thought you knew about the Harrison family legacy. To understand Rick Harrison's present circumstances, we need to start at the beginning. Born on March 22, 1965, in Lexington, North Carolina, Rick is the son of Richard Benjamin Harrison, Jr., known to millions as the Old Man, and Joanne Rue Harrison. When Rick was just 2 years old, his family relocated to San Diego, California, where his insatiable appetite for knowledge began to flourish. Unlike most children his age, young Rick wasn't drawn to toys or games but to books, particularly those about history and the Royal Navy. This early passion for historical artifacts would later become the foundation of his career and television persona. Rick's formal education was brief. He attended Taft Middle School, but left traditional schooling in the 10th grade. This wasn't due to academic struggles, quite the opposite. Rick's entrepreneurial spirit was already manifesting, and he was eager to pursue real-world business ventures rather than conventional classroom learning. This decision, while unconventional, set him on the path that would eventually lead to unprecedented success. 1981 marked a pivotal year in the Harrison family history. Rick and his father opened the Gold and Silver Pawn Shop in Las Vegas, Nevada. What began as a modest family business gradually gained a reputation throughout the community. The Harrisons developed expertise in authenticating and valuing a vast array of items, from historical artifacts to jewelry, from weapons to automotive collectibles. The shop operated in relative obscurity for nearly 3 decades, before a single phone call changed everything. In 2009, television producers approached the Harrisons with a concept that would transform their lives forever. Pawn Stars premiered on the History Channel, introducing viewers to the fascinating world of pawn shop negotiations and historical treasures. The show became an overnight sensation, catapulting Rick, his father, his son Corey, and family friend Austin "Chumley" Russell to international fame. Suddenly, their previously local business was attracting tourists from around the world, and their expertise was being broadcast into millions of homes. The success of Pawn Stars created a cultural phenomenon. The Harrison family leveraged this popularity to expand their business ventures. The pawn shop became a tourist destination, merchandise sales soared, and spin-off opportunities multiplied. Rick's distinctive personality, combining shrewd business acumen with genuine historical knowledge, made him a fan favorite. His catchphrases and negotiation tactics became part of pop culture, and the Harrison family name became synonymous with expert authentication and valuation. But behind the cameras and away from the spotlight, Rick's life wasn't without significant challenges. The pressures of fame, business expansion, and family dynamics created inevitable tensions. In 2022, these private struggles became public when Rick's mother, Joanne Harrison, then 81 years old, filed a lawsuit against her son. The legal complaint alleged that Rick had wrongfully taken control of the Gold and Silver Pawn Shop's ownership following her recovery from a serious medical episode that left her in a coma. According to court documents, Joanne claimed that Rick had manipulated the situation during her incapacitation to gain greater financial control. Rick vehemently denied these allegations, maintaining that all business transactions were conducted ethically and legally. Eventually, the parties reached a settlement outside of court, with no criminal charges ever filed against Rick. While the resolution brought legal closure, the public nature of the dispute undoubtedly strained family relationships that had once seemed unbreakable on television. As if legal battles weren't challenging enough, Rick faced a devastating personal tragedy in January 2024. His son, Adam Harrison, died at the age of 39 from a fentanyl overdose. Unlike his brother Corey, Adam had largely stayed away from the Pawn Stars spotlight, choosing a more private life. His struggle with addiction, however, was a painful reality that the family faced behind closed doors. In the aftermath of this unimaginable loss, Rick has been remarkably open about his grief. In multiple interviews, he's expressed the daily pain of losing a child, reflecting on the family's efforts to help Adam overcome his struggles with addiction. "It's the phone call you never want to get," Rick shared in one particularly emotional interview. "You second-guess everything. Could I have done more? Should I have tried something different?" There's nothing worse than losing a child. His vulnerability in discussing this tragedy has resonated with many families affected by addiction, bringing attention to the devastating impact of the opioid crisis. The tragic loss of Adam transformed Rick from a television personality and businessman into an outspoken advocate against the fentanyl epidemic sweeping across America. He has used his platform to call for stricter border policies to combat drug trafficking, describing fentanyl not as a drug but as poison, and advocating for severe penalties for those distributing it. "This isn't about politics," Rick has stated. "It's about saving lives. When you lose someone you love to this poison, you realize how urgently we need real solutions." Despite these profound personal challenges, Rick continues to move forward both professionally and personally. In March 2025, amidst swirling rumors about his legal status, Rick announced his engagement to Angie Palushkin during a romantic trip to Chile. The couple's relationship had been developing for some time before they decided to make this commitment, offering a bright spot in what has otherwise been a difficult period for the Harrison family. Professionally, Rick has been exploring new horizons. As of February 2025, he announced that Pawn Stars is on an indefinite hiatus. After more than 15 years and hundreds of episodes, Rick expressed interest in developing what he cryptically referred to as Pawn Stars 2, suggesting a potential reinvention of the format that made him famous. This announcement coincided with his son Corey's decision to step away from the family business entirely. Corey has relocated to Tulum, Mexico, where he's developing a barbecue venture, a significant departure from the pawn business that defined much of his life. These genuine developments in Rick's life make the viral misinformation about him facing a life sentence all the more troubling. The clickbait video that sparked these rumors was designed to exploit the Harrison family's real tragedy by fabricating a sensational criminal narrative. As of April 2025, Rick Harrison is absolutely not incarcerated and continues to operate as a free man, managing the gold and silver pawn shop and making public appearances. In fact, he recently served as a special guest at the 44th Annual Home and Garden Show at Mohegan Sun in Connecticut, where he met with fans and discussed his experiences. The proliferation of such false information highlights a disturbing trend in our digital ecosystem. Clickbait creators understand that emotional reactions drive engagement, and few emotional triggers are as powerful as seeing a beloved public figure allegedly facing serious criminal charges. The creators of such content exploit the knowledge that many viewers will react to thumbnails and headlines without verifying the information, sharing, commenting, and inadvertently spreading misinformation before discovering the truth. This pattern becomes particularly harmful when it intersects with real tragedy. The Harrison family's actual struggles with addiction, loss, and grief become commodified and distorted for clicks and views. While Rick has been admirably transparent about his son's death from fentanyl overdose, using his platform to raise awareness about this crisis, the clickbait machine transforms this genuine pain into fabricated criminal allegations. For Rick, navigating these false rumors adds another layer of difficulty to an already challenging period. Imagine grieving the loss of your child while simultaneously having to address baseless claims about your legal status. The psychological impact of such public misinformation can be significant, affecting not only the targeted individual but their entire family and business network. So why does this matter beyond one celebrity family? Because the spread of misinformation has real-world consequences. It erodes trust in legitimate information sources, making it increasingly difficult to distinguish fact from fiction. When viewers become accustomed to sensationalized false narratives, their ability to engage critically with news deteriorates. Additionally, for those struggling with issues similar to what the Harrison family has faced, addiction, loss, legal disputes, seeing these sensitive topics exploited for clicks can be deeply hurtful. The truth about Rick Harrison is both more ordinary and more profound than the clickbait would have you believe. He's not a criminal facing life imprisonment. He's a father grieving an unimaginable loss while trying to honor his family's legacy. He's a businessman adapting to changing market conditions and exploring new opportunities. He's an advocate using his platform to raise awareness about the devastating impact of fentanyl. As Rick continues to navigate these personal and professional transitions, his resilience offers a compelling narrative far more valuable than fabricated scandals. From a high school dropout to the face of a global television franchise, from a grieving father to an outspoken advocate, Rick's authentic journey contains enough dramatic elements without needing fictional embellishments. What can we learn from this situation? First, the critical importance of media literacy in an age of misinformation. Before sharing shocking news about public figures, take a moment to verify information through legitimate sources. Second, remember that behind every clickbait headline about a celebrity is a real person with real struggles, deserving of basic dignity. And finally, perhaps we can be inspired by Rick's resilience, his ability to face profound loss and legal challenges while continuing to build his future. As we conclude our exploration of the truth behind Rick Harrison, I want to leave you with this thought. In a world where algorithms reward sensationalism over substance, choosing truth over clicks is a radical act. Every time we verify before we share, every time we seek understanding before judgment, we're reclaiming our digital landscape from those who would exploit our emotions for profit. Rick Harrison built a career by determining the authentic value of objects. Perhaps it's time we applied that same careful authentication process to the information we consume and share, because ultimately the most valuable currency isn't gold or silver, it's truth. And that's something worth preserving at all costs. If this video has resonated with you, please consider subscribing and sharing with others who value truth in our increasingly complex information environment. Until next time, remember to question, verify, and approach each story with both skepticism and compassion.